So let's stop putting your business on the back burner, because getting it up and running is going to get you closer and closer to the freedom that you have been longing for. That's going to get you the life that you want to live, with the flexibility that you just so crave, because life is fleeting and you want to savor every moment that you can doing more of what you love to do. So what are we going to do to get back on track? First, we are going to want to lower our expectations. I think one of the biggest pain points for people to get started is feeling like they don't have everything ready. But you don't need it. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be good enough, and you just need to show up. Here's a little story I want to tell you. The other day, my daughter wanted to have a lemonade stand in 100-degree weather, and I was not excited about it, I admit, but I want her to have an entrepreneurial spirit, and I know that perfection is one of the things that's going to stop people from getting started, and we did not need perfect weather. So we went out there, we set up the little booth. She made a sign out of 8.5 by 11 paper. She asked me to write lemonade on it, and she painted it. And we just did the absolute best that we could, setting up this lemonade stand in 100-degree weather. And I had zero expectations. I always like having zero expectations for a maximum satisfaction. You know, when you set the bar so low, anything that comes your way just feels like a win. And that's where I was at with this lemonade stand, knowing that it was going to be 100 degrees. And that's where I want your mindset to be at right now. Because if you have high expectations and you don't meet them at your first market, or posting your first post on your new social media account or whatever, you're going to feel so defeated. And that is not the point. The point is to just show up. And to end the lemonade story, she ended up making $15. And I was so proud of her, because she said, I have a goal. I'm going to sell 5 people lemonade. And at 50 cents, that's only supposed to be a $2.50. But people were so generous. And she waved to every single car that drove by. And not every single car stopped the first time around. But they went on about their day. They did what they were going to do, I don't know, go to the grocery store. They came back, remembered her, and saw that she was still there after all that time they had been gone, and bought some lemonade for her, because maybe they, felt like she was putting in the effort and they wanted to support her. That's what I think in my mind. At least that's what I would have done if it were me driving by, and I always try to stop for a lemonade stand. But my point is, had she not been there, had she not showed up, had she not stayed the course, none of that would have happened. Had I said, oh, it's too hot, we're not even going to try, nobody's going to be out there, that would have been something that would have shut down that whole operation, and the $15 would have never existed. So my hope is that you understand you just got to show up. Yeah, that's the goal. Now that we have only a few months left of the year, the only thing we need to do in order to complete the mission is to just show up. So let that be your baseline. The next thing that we want to do is we want to remove any friction that we can to get started, because I know how it is running a household, being a stay-at-home mom, homeschooling, giving up your life for other people in your life so that they can thrive, and then having no resources left over to pour into yourself. I get it. So things are going to have to take a seat for a season. And what I'm talking about is your laundry. You do not have to fold that. Did you know that? You do not have to put it away. Did you know that in order to have living, breathing people around your house? Now, you type A people, this might drive you absolutely nuts. But if that's not the thing that you can give up, you have to go around your house in your life and audit what is something that I can put away. You don't have to watch that Netflix movie. You don't have to scroll Instagram. Whatever it may be, maybe you can cut your skin routine to 5 minutes instead of 20 minutes. I don't know. Whatever it is in your life, you have to make room. And that's going to look so different for everybody. And my personal one is I don't fold the laundry. I know when it's been a busy week or a busy month, when the laundry room is just piles and piles of clean laundry that I have not folded. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to reevaluate, okay, what was our business plan? Am I solving too big of a problem? Am I biting off more than I can chew? We are trying to get quick wins right now, right? We've already tried to go after the big thing, which I love to do. I love shooting for the moon to aim among the stars. So have we shot for the moon and missed? Like, we want to evaluate that. You want to be realistic with yourself. And it's okay to shoot for it and miss, because you can always try again. So if you have done that, which I have done plenty of times, let's just reevaluate. Okay, let's take that big chunk and maybe distill it down. Maybe there's a portion of it you can solve. You don't have to solve the whole thing. My favorite thing to do is to go back and reevaluate, okay, what are the things that I know I can sell, no problem. And usually that is smaller problems that are not that deep. Business does not have to be that deep. I made so much money selling jewelry, which is a luxury commodity. It doesn't feed anybody. It doesn't solve the world's problems, but it can be so meaningful and so beautiful and make somebody so happy. You business people tend to be high achievers. You're probably coming from somewhere where you've been solving big problems and you've realized you have all this potential, and why are you doing it for somebody else when you can do it for yourself? And then when you start doing the hard thing for yourself, you realize, I can only do so much as one person. I can't solve a huge problem. At least that was my situation. Talking to myself here. You have plenty of potential to solve the small thing that a lot of people want. Another thing we want to make sure that we've done is that we've created something that people actually want. And this is called product market fit. A lot of the times people go into business creating something that they want personally instead of something that the customer wants. So if this is something you have trouble finding, I think it's maybe one of the biggest hurdles to get through when starting a business is like creating something that people actually want. Well, how do you even know what people want? Once you learn this skill, you're going to start to see the patterns and you're going to be able to conquer everything you want. So if you are interested in learning more about product market fit, go ahead and click the link below and I'm going to walk you through that. I think another thing that gets people stuck is they've actually tried all of the things. They're solving a small problem. They've shown up, they've been there, and they're still not getting sales. What's the problem? Well, are you doing everything online? Are your pictures good? Is your SEO good? Are you on a platform where people want this thing the most? Are you trying to sell something on Instagram where most of your customers are on YouTube instead? There are so many different questions and things to consider, but my favorite place to go to sell a physical product is at a live market. Now, if you have an audience already on Instagram or YouTube or somewhere where people are engaging with you, bonus points to you because you can actually sell to them on live platforms now, and it's becoming more and more popular, and I'm going to be screaming it from the rooftops more and more to sell live. Selling live is actually how I got my first Etsy sale. Beyond that, there are markets in your community. Do not underestimate the place where you live. There are people locally, your neighbors want what you have to sell, but you need to be there in person. And maybe that's something that you're not really excited about, and that's why you want to sell online. But I have to tell you, if you haven't even gotten your first sale online and it is killing you, thinking that you want to quit, try selling it live. What you learn selling live is going to be instant feedback. When you're online, people are behind a wall. You can't come up to them and ask them questions and engage with them, prompt them to engage. When you're at a live event, you can actually see the reaction on their faces as they walk by your booth. They pick up your stuff, they touch it. You can get a sense of the things that they like and they don't like just based on their body language. And that's something you can't get online. So that's why I really love selling live in market, to get a sense of, okay, is this product that I'm putting out even something that somebody wants to take the effort to walk up to my booth and pick up? All right, and another thing that might be holding you back is that you have too many ideas. I get it. I have so many things that I want to try too, and it's always hard. I always have this conversation with my husband going back and forth. Oh, I want to try this. I want to try this. And we go through all the pros and cons before we even pick one. And if you haven't even started, what I'm going to tell you now might mind blow you. Hopefully not, but it doesn't matter what you pick. You just need to pick one. You just need to get started. So if you have to, and you have 5, you can just blind spot that one. That's the one that we're going to do today. We're going to try it. And what you are going to go in with is a mindset. Okay, I'm going to prove myself that this doesn't work. And you're going to give it all that you can with the resources that you can, knowing that this one isn't going to work. And you're going to see if it doesn't work, then you cross it off the list and then you go to the next one. And if it does work, you're just one step closer to where you want to be. I think one of the coolest things you can do with your life is to learn how to run a business. It opens so many opportunities for you. Most shockingly to me, it gave me the opportunity to say no to a lot of the things that I didn't want to do. And then that equals freedom, right? So if you like this content, if you want to see more from me, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye.